So now that you conceptually understand segmentation campaigns, let's take a look at a few examples leveraging our 3 hypothetical case studies and see how segmentation campaigns can be deployed in each of these businesses. All right, you know the drill. We're back to our favorite mattress store, and we're looking at kind of a simple segmentation campaign. Again, these are just to pique interest. These are just to get people to raise their hand, to get excited, and to move off into a conversion campaign. So they don't need to be all that long, 3 to 5, maybe 7 if we're wanting to stretch it out. In this case, we're talking about 3 emails over 3 days. We're going to trigger, or we're going to lead with an opt-in, right? And this is the exact same report that we talked about in the conversion campaign. So making sure that we're pulling this through, this is the report that we use to trigger the example of the conversion campaign for the mattress company. So this is how we would get people into that conversion campaign. The first email I would send out is something super sneaky, like 7 simple tricks to get more sleep tonight. It is not only the title of a report, it is incredibly value, and it speaks to the desired end result of your prospects, right? So lead with it right on the nose and go and ask for the opt-in. Now we're going to come back and we're going to get a little bit more specific, but still leveraging the same report, the same ask, right? But we're going to go into one of the detailed kind of hacks, or one of the simple tricks. So I would say something like, do this 5 minutes before bed for better sleep, right? So let's go in and say, maybe you want the better sleep, but you're skeptical. You didn't know how simple these tricks were going to be or if they'd even work. So in the next email, I'm going to kind of prove my work, show my work. I'm going to go first and give you one thing that you can do. You don't even have to do it, but if you read it and you go, that makes sense, I bet it would work, you win. You win. You've overcome the misconception. You've inoculated against that. I bet this doesn't work. You have converted the cynic, and there's a good chance that that person's going to opt in unless they just don't want sleep. Okay, let's move on to email number 3. So with this subject line, I want to kind of ask a question and introduce a concept, and really, there's a rule of thumb here. Don't ask a question that you don't already know the answer to. So in this case, I'd say, are you getting 7 hours of sleep at night? This will help, right? So one, I'm introducing a question. Now, there's a good chance I know the answer. A few people are going to say yes. A whole lot of people are going to say no, right? Even if you're getting 7 hours, you may want more. So you could say no. This will help. It's going to tease the opt-in. It's going to generate the open. So we introduce the pain or the problem. Now we're going to tease the solution and going right back to that report, because all we want them to do is opt in, receive value, and start that conversion campaign. So 3 simple emails, 1 report, 3 different intentional triggers or hooks in the emails to get them over there. And look, what's going to happen? A lot of people are going to opt in and start the conversion campaign. What else is going to happen? A whole lot more people are going to do nothing. We can simply send them an additional conversion campaign tomorrow or the next day, knowing that all the people that engaged with this one have started into their campaign. All right, let's move on to example number 2, our payroll and HR solution. Again, a simple email. This one, instead of going with a report, we're having a live training, a webinar, right? An AMA, right? We're going to be there and present kind of some valuable content and be there live to answer questions. So I would go with the title of our live training. In this case, live training, 10 steps to attract and retain A+ talent. Why? We're speaking to the desired end result. There's no one who's focused on payroll and HR solutions that doesn't want to either find A+ talent or retain the A+ talent they already have. So we're going to speak to that desired end result in our lead magnets, in our webinars. Again, we're selling the transformation. We're selling the desired end result. We're not selling the vehicle that gets them there. Marketing done right, they don't care what it is. They just care that it delivers the end result. So what is the end result? I want to attract and retain A+ talent. Great. Here's 10 steps to do it. That's a webinar. You need to register. The next day, we're going to come back and say, are your best people thinking about leaving? Ouch. If you've got best people, which you do, doesn't even matter if you think that all of your people are slightly subpar. If so, I'm sorry, you should focus on training and up-leveling. But even if you think your people are subpar, you've got a best person or your best people, right? This kind of works no matter how good you think your people are. There's always a best or a best of class, right? What if they thought about leaving? This is going to trigger a very negative emotion. This is going to trigger fear. This is going to trigger like, oh my gosh, that is not the desired end result. That is the undesirable potential outcome. Now we're going to pivot back to the webinar. If this is something that you're afraid of, which if you're our ideal customer for this HR and payroll solution, you should at least be thinking about it, or when you hear it, it should be something that is undesirable or causes fear, right? So if that's the case, don't worry, we're going to give you 10 steps to attract and retain A+ talent on this live training that's happening tomorrow. Go register. Now we go to the next day. We're going to come back and tie back into what is the benefit? What's the tangible thing I'll have after this training? And why would I do it now, right? What we're selling here is we're selling someone's time, right? That's what we're selling. We've got to convince them that they should give us their time and that it's valuable, it will ROI. So we're going to pivot and not talk about the topic, not talk about the danger of what could happen if you don't do it, but talk about the asset you will have once it's over. So let's build your retention plan together live today at 2. All of these things are just different hooks driving to the webinar registration page, driving to the AMA, driving to the live training. Once we've driven them to the live training, that will trigger your conversion campaign, right? We've walked out and mapped a conversion campaign for this company. You can go back and view that and see and start to get a full view of what would happen once someone engages with the segmentation campaign and opts in for the webinar, then goes through the conversion campaign. And then you can even follow it one step further and look at the ascension campaign and see, what does this look like? What's this automated machine look like when it's fully built out? All right, let's look at the last example on segmentation campaigns for the marketing, training, and education company. We're going to go straight up with a quiz on this one. A quiz or an assessment. It is for an opt-in. So in this case, it's an opt-in to get your results, not an opt-in to take the quiz. So we're going to focus on a lot of people having curiosity, loving personality tests, and having micro commitments or investments throughout taking the quiz, so that we should have a very, very high opt-in rate, putting a ton of people into our conversion campaign. So the first subject line, we're going to go kind of curiosity-based, but also speaking to what you would get if you took the quiz. So quiz, what's your marketer type, right? What's your marketer type? Drive them over. Free assessment, get your marketer type. Day 2, we're going to come back and introduce that there are actually 4 types of marketers and ask which one they are, right? A question that they can only answer if they go and take the quiz. Coming back day 3, we're going to now go with a benefit of taking the quiz, right? So we've had curiosity. Now let's talk about benefit. This simple quiz makes marketing easier. So why would I give up my time? What if I don't care about personality tests? Again, what are all the reasons that someone said no yesterday? And how can we ask in a different way or present a different offer for the same thing today to get to yes? So I don't really care about personality tests. I don't care which one I am. I do care about marketing being easier. Maybe I'll take it. That's how we're structuring this campaign. Now we're going to come back and close it out with curiosity, right? With curiosity, and I would even have curiosity plus a bit of like sharing. What the heck is SGE marketer? So that is one of the 4 possible marketer types. Hopefully you go check yours out. That's one of the 4 possible marketer types. That's the subject line meant for curiosity. I would pivot the body copy to say, when I took the quiz, I got my result SGE. What the heck is that? Well, I'd tell you, but maybe that has no bearing on you. Find out what you are, and also in your report, find out what the heck an SGE is and why, and what areas of marketing I'm good at, go take the quiz. So each one of these has led to the same place with a very different hook, call to action, and psychological engagement mechanism. I hope that you've learned a way to do that in this campaign that can be applied to any of your campaigns. And hopefully, if you've gone through these segmentation campaigns, you've seen how easy it can be to craft highly engaged campaigns that are short but move people into raising their hand and into your conversion campaigns.